Good morning, everybody. It's Adam from K6ARK Portable Radio, and I'm heading out for a SOTA activation today. I'm gonna be trying out a new setup today. We're gonna try operating FT-8 using nothing more than an Android phone and a true SDX. So pretty much the ultimate in lightweight and QRP portable FT-8. Perhaps. We'll find out if it works or not. Let's get up the hill to the trailhead and get started. Rallying up the final stretch here. We're almost to the trailhead. The road's in pretty good shape. A few bumps here and there, but nothing bad. This car is just two-wheel drive, and shoot, I think a Prius can make it up here if you wanted to. Easy payment. Be there soon. We're heading up. And just like that, we're at the trailhead, heading up the hill. I forget how long this hike is. I think it's a couple, 2.5, 3 miles to the summit. So nothing too terrible. I suspect the trail's gonna be a little overgrown, as you're seeing here. It was last time I was here, and I'm gonna assume that hasn't changed. 8 a.m. and we should be at the top in an hour, hour and a half. I don't know why, but I just really enjoy this section of the hike. Not a fan of walking through these foxtails, watching closely for snakes, and filling up my socks with pokies, but it's freaking pretty. These oak trees, the grass, just awesome spot. Yee-hoo! We made it, my friends. There's the summit register and the summit block. Oh yeah. Nice day up here. Light breeze. I expected more wind actually, but it's not bad. Got Mount San Jacinto, San Gorgonio, the big one in the background there, and then Baldy out behind the tree there. Woo-wee! Well, my poor socks are utterly jam-packed with foxtails, so I'm gonna take a little break here, extract all those bad boys, and then I'll get on to getting a wire up in the air, playing some radio. All right, I think we're gonna start out today with a little bit of 2-meter simplex fun, so I am gonna set up the Yagi here. If you haven't seen the video already, go check it out. I will link it up there or something, hopefully, so you can click straight to it. For the build of this thing, I've got the plans and the materials in the show notes on that video, and it's quite a solid little dual band Yagi. Works on 2 meters and 70 centimeters, and it's 3 elements. It's a rear driven element and 2 directors, and gives I want to say about 5 dB dBd of forward gain, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. On 2 meters, and similar on 70 centimeters. So it's a decent little performer, and it's dual band, just using the same elements. Yeah, you do get some lobes on 70 centimeters, but you know, it works. And that forward gain is what counts from these mountaintops. You don't need that rear rejection so much, which was kind of a design trade-off for this thing. But it does work, as we'll see here in a few minutes. CQ 2 meters, Kilo 6 Alpha Romeo Kilo mountaintop portable from Cahuilla Mountain, 5,635 feet. Anyone available for a contact today? K6ARK.
KM6UHU.
Kilo Mike 6 Uniform Hotel Uniform. This is Kilo 6 Alpha Romeo Kilo, K6ARK. Thanks, you're 5'9" up here on Cahuilla Mountain.
Copy that 5'9". I'll give you a 5'8", 5'8" in Altadena. And can I get your designator, please?
Yeah, very good. Whiskey 6, Charlie Tango 103. Charlie Tango 103. So I brought out kind of a fun little rig to try out today for my first time from a SOTA summit, at least running FT-8 with this. So you guys may have heard, I picked up a true SDX. Fun little rig. I built it for the classic bands, so 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10. And I figured out a way I can operate FT-8 with just my Android phone and a little adapter that I made. So I want to walk you through this and show you what I did. The True SDX is a pretty cool little QRP rig. That was kind of a heavy modification off of the QCX Mini. And it weighs, I think, 150 grams or so, super light, puts out about 5 watts on all the bands of operation. And it works well enough as a sideband rig, but the audio quality is somewhat marginal with just an 8-bit Arduino processor handling the SDR function in there. It is, however, a pretty darn good CW rig, and it works well enough for digital as well. So let me get this wire in the air, and this is worth showing you too. These are inbound to Amazon right now. That's the standard K6ARK matching unit. But you might notice something different there. That's an SMA connector, because the True SDX has an SMA connector on it. So I built a custom kit specifically for the True SDX for the K6ARK matching unit. So look for them soon on Amazon. I'll put a link to them in the description below so you can just click direct and get there. So without further ado, let's get this wire in the air so we can get on the air with that True SDX. If you listen carefully, you hear the sweet, sweet sounds of FT-8 coming through that little crappy micro speaker on this rig. If you do get one of these rigs, don't expect to actually use that speaker for anything useful other than to maybe detect that there's some kind of signal there. You really got to use headphones with it if you want to be able to hear anything. So let me show you what I built here. I created this little PCB and these 2 pins that go directly into the mic/PTT jack and the audio out jack, and feed that into a tip ring sleeve style cable, this 4-conductor 3.5mm cable, to plug into my phone. And in addition, you probably see a few resistors there. The resistors are voltage dividers to act as an attenuator for the signal, because the output of the phone and the True SDX are headphone line level audio, and that's a much higher power level, or highest maximum voltage, than you want for a microphone input, which is what you're feeding it into at the opposite end. So from the phone output to the microphone input on the True SDX, we need to attenuate that signal, and then from the True SDX output to the microphone input on the phone, we need to attenuate that signal. If we don't do that, we're going to end up with distorted signals, possibly poorer reception, and we'll probably be splattering the FT-8 band with a bunch of distorted audio that's coming through the True SDX, and we really don't want to do that. So I've got a 10K and a 1K resistor on each one as a voltage divider to give me about 20 dB of attenuation on the line level to mic level signal input. And I find that with that, when I run the True SDX at about a volume of 10 and the phone at full volume, it works just right. So let's plug this in. That bad boy goes right in there. This cable goes to my phone. So there you go. That's my adapter for running FT-8 on the True SDX. I will post the design for this and the parts in the description below. You're welcome to order these boards on Oshpark. They're pretty cheap there, or from whatever PCB manufacturing house you prefer. And get your own made, solder your own setup up, and hopefully operate some FT-8 portable as well. So I'm sure you're wondering how I'm planning to operate FT-8 with just my Android phone, this True SDX, and my silly little adapter here. There is a new app for Android built by an Indian ham, VU3CER, Dhiru Kholia, and it's a pretty cool setup. His intention is to build this thing for use operating portable. In a nutshell, it works pretty well calling CQ and automatically responding to calls you get in return. It's a little more difficult and tricky to use to respond to those calling CQ, but it can be done. It's worth the $10 because it does work well enough to operate portable with your Android cell phone and a tiny little rig like the True SDX. So without further ado, let's get on the air, open up the app, and see if we can make some contacts. So I've got a screen capture going on my cell phone. I'll put it down there in the bottom right so you can see what's going on here. We're gonna go ahead and open up the FT-8 app. And first things first, I wanna click this little GPS button up here at the top and synchronize the time. It does use your GPS in your phone to synchronize the time, which is quite handy. And I also want to go down here and make sure I've got my band set correctly. I'm operating on the 20-meter band right now, so I'm going to select 20 meters. And I want the radio setting to be Vox here. This does have cat control support via USB for many of these radios. Not all of them are fully working yet. I have not been able to get it to work with the QDX, but it does work great with the IC7300. That said, I don't bring that thing out too much to the field. Some other settings in here you're gonna have to set are your call sign, make sure that's entered properly, your grid square, which I actually need to check here, see where I'm at. I might be in Delta Mic 12 now. Nope, still in 13. All right, so get back to the FT-8 app. Frequency offset, that's where in the band you're going to be transmitting. We'll address that here in a minute. And we've got our time delta, which is automatically set via that GPS. So let's go back here, and we can see we're already making some decodes here. We're doing a pretty good job with decodes. Let's try 15 meters, see if there's anything going on there. Switch to 21 megahertz. See if we get any decodes here on 15 meters. Yep, we are indeed. Go another round, check for open frequencies. All right, let's see what we have open here. Let's try 1906. I'm gonna go ahead and transmit on the next go round. See if that'll work for us. Transmitting. So on the True SDX, it gives a little indication when it's on Vox. It has a V for Vox and a T for transmit. So I'm gonna wait for a decode here. Actually gonna wait a second round. So there's no automatic CQ. You have to manually turn it back on each time. Maybe I'll try to reply to one of these CQs and see what happens. So to reply to a CQ, you have to hit the call sign immediately after the decode, otherwise you miss it. And it'll start then to transmit on the wrong part of the cycle, which is kind of annoying. So that's something that's in work, to have a setup where it transmits properly. So we're transmitting now, trying to reply to Victor Echo 2 Delta Alpha, E2DA. Did, minus 15. So we're working through the contact there. We are now replying VE2DA, K6ARK, negative 2. And we're in the log. Nice work. That's our first one for the day. Not bad. And we're transmitting. Calling CQ K6ARK, Delta Mic 1. You'll notice that little clock timer in the upper left corner stops as we're transmitting. That's just kind of the nature of the beast on this. And you also have to keep the app screen active to be able to receive decodes. If you switch away from the app, it stops receiving and processing the audio, and you lose your decodes. You know, FT-8 is pretty cool for how capable it is. But I tell you what, I'd have activated 3 times over if I were operating CW right now. It's just so much slower. But, you know, that's how it goes. Well, I think I've had my fill of FT-8 for now. It's just too slow. I'd like to get a little more activity here. So I'm going to switch over to CW. But I think I showed that with this new app that Obviously still needs a little bit of work. It's got some quirks, but it is now possible and yeah, decently capable to make contacts using just a little QRP, true SDX, an Android phone, and a cute little adapter cable to connect the two together via Vox. So I brought my nicer headphones today, got the rig set up. I've got this cool little new adapter that allows me to have a microphone in, headphone out from the rig audio in, and output to the recorder. And what it ends up doing is padding or attenuating the audio from the rig before it goes to the recorder, so it's mic level audio. And then I pick up my own audio using this bad boy here, this lavalier mic. So and then it splits them to the left and right hand channels. So I have 2-channel recording, independent control of my audio levels when I'm video editing. Super handy little PCB. I'll share that down in the description below too if you want to go ahead and build your own, if you do this kind of stuff too.
Kilo 6, Quebec Charlie Bravo, you're 5 and 7.
See if I can get MZS Eric.
Okay, thanks for the 5 and 3, I appreciate it. Kilo 6, Quebec Charlie Bravo, this is Kilo Golf 6, Mike Zulu Sierra, 7-3.
Kilo 6, Alpha Romeo Kilo, summit to summit.
Okay, Alpha Romeo Kilo, Adam, go ahead.
Hey, Kilo 6, Alpha Romeo Kilo, summit to summit from Whiskey 6, stroke Charlie Tango 103, Charlie Tango 103, QSL?
QSL, Whiskey 6, Charlie Tango 103. You're 5 and 9 with some distortion. Sounds maybe like some RFI, Adam.
QSL, yeah, this is a true SDX, so the audio will be less than perfect. QSL, you're 5'9".
Okay, QSL, the 5'9". Well, you're pushing 9 bars, and I can read here, so I'm giving you a 5'9" too. Thanks for the summit to summit, Adam. I appreciate it. Kilo 6, Alpha Romeo Kilo. This is Kilo Golf 6, Mike Zulu Sierra, 7-3.
7-3. Well, I got him.
Kilo Yankee Radio.
All right, I think I need a break, so I'm gonna shut this down for a little bit and grab me a snack. Whew, boy. All right, I have set back up for FT-8. We're gonna give 40 meter FT-8 a try here and see what happens. Just started the screen capture, opening the app. Let's get our time sync. Time is synced. Get our band selection for the log. And let's see if we're picking up anything here. Somebody already coming back. K6TAA. Let's see if I can get him in there. I'm transmitting. You're quick, man. Oh, that's awesome. -14 from K6TAA. Finishing up the contact. There, the band is not busy today. There's like nobody on 40 meters, but I didn't even have to call CQ. You were on it, man. That was cool. Oh, that's great. And closed it out. Flies are intense out here today. N6WT's coming back to me. Haha, awesome. So there, the app just took over and automated the response for me. +2 from N6WT, very good. Yeah, you're not seeing other decodes here because there's just nobody else on the band right now. I don't know why. I guess just because 40 is so short and everybody wants to work DX on FT-8. So that's what we got. So we should get the 7.3 from N6WT. Haha, thank you SOTA 7.3. Very cool. Well, since 10 meters appears to be somewhat open, at least from the sounds on FT-8, I'm gonna give it a quick try. Come on, 10 meters. See if I can work any of them. Transmitting. Doesn't seem to be any issues. Hey, he's coming back to me. Sweet. LW1DZ. Got him. PU2OEN. Let's see if I can pick him up. He's a +8 to me, so pretty good signal. He got me. -11, but I'm in there. 10 meters is doing pretty good today. Well, I gotta say, that turned out to be a pretty fun day working the true SDX, the little K6ARK end fed with the new SMA connector, and this new little adapter for digital modes on the true SDX. I think you can run cat control on this, but I don't think it has any audio over USB just yet. So this is what we're stuck with for now. Like I said, I'm gonna overhaul this a little bit, make a few minor changes, and then post this up for others to build and use, because I think this is gonna be a popular item for the true SDX. So there is kind of one good way to get a feel for the app before you really commit to trying to use it on the air and have some frustration potentially. Just use it as a receiver with audio over you know, the air basically. No physical connection between the radio and the phone to decode. Don't even bother turning on Vox. You don't want to transmit just yet. Just learn how to decode with it, get your time synced, and then figure out kind of the function of trying to respond to a caller by tapping on a call sign. One of the quirks of the app is that you have to do that very quickly before the new time interval starts, otherwise you won't transmit when you should, and then the app will start transmitting on the next cycle, which is when the other station is probably transmitting again. So there's some timing quirks in there that you have to learn to be either real quick or just stick with calling CQ. That's the other option, and try to work it that way. So at any rate, give that a try, and hopefully that helps you kind of get a feel for the app before trying to use it on the air. And just so you really realize how tiny this thing is, that's the whole radio, power supply, Morse code paddle, earbuds, antenna, packed up into a tiny little kit that probably weighs about a pound. Pretty awesome, capable little rig. We made some great contacts today, including some awesome summit to summits, some DX down to South America and France, the usual. Thank you, Christian. But I think it's time to head on down the hill, go get some lunch, and have a nice relaxing afternoon. Do you guys see this? This right here? Pure, unadulterated evil. That's what that is.